The Kansas City Stars have the number 2 seed heading into the Mid-America High School Hockey League playoffs this weekend. I'll take a look at the brackets, the matchups, and more on this episode of the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. And welcome to the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Plamondon. Thank you for watching. As always, some reminders. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you're not following the Stars on social media, links to Instagram, Facebook, and X are in the description below. Today's podcast is brought to you by Clarkson Construction, a Midwest leader in delivering innovative solutions for some of the region's largest infrastructure projects. By Global Earthworks and Underground, more than 12 years of mission-critical experience providing expert site utilities, mass excavation, and paving services. And by Crown Realty, family-owned and operated since 1973, the oldest and largest independent real estate firm in the area. We want to thank our sponsors for their support of Kansas City Stars hockey. Well, it's on to the Mid-America High School Hockey League playoffs or tournament this weekend as the season will come to a close. The Stars varsity team enters the tournament with the number 2 seed coming in with the second best record in the league, and they will face the Springfield Spirit in the first round on Saturday night. I'll just quickly break this podcast into 3 segments. The first segment here, I'll just go through the brackets and talk about the matchups. In segment 2, I'll talk specifically about the Stars matchup with Springfield and their path to a potential league championship. And then in the third segment, I just want to take a look at some of the individual contributions and how some of the Stars players stacked up against other players in the league in scoring and goaltending. So that's what I'll cover in that order. So let's start with the tournament brackets. I'll start with the varsity. The Northwest Arkansas picking up the number 1 seed. They will play the winner of the 8-9 play-in game between Rockhurst and St. Joe. That game at 9:20 p.m. on Saturday. All Saturday games will be at Independence at the community ice. The remainder of the games on Sunday and Monday will be in the Cable Dahmer Arena in the main bowl. Back to the varsity bracket, the 4-5 game between Wichita and the Kansas City Saints. That'll be 4:35 p.m. The Knights and Midmo will be the 3-6 matchup at 1:30 on Saturday afternoon, and then the Stars Springfield game will be at 7:30 p.m. again on the community ice. I guess I'll talk about the Stars matchup going forward. All the semifinal games will be played Saturday evening at Cable Dahmer, and the championship game on Monday at 2 o'clock at Cable Dahmer. Sorry, my phone rang there. The JV team finished with the number 4 seed in the league standings, so they will face the number 5 seed Midmo in the first round. That game at 6:15 p.m. on Saturday evening. If they win, they will play on Sunday at 5 o'clock. They will play either the Knights JV1, the number 1 seed, or the number 8 seed, which I believe will be a play-in game between the Saints and the Ice Hogs. That game would be Saturday evening. The consolation game, if they don't win on Saturday, would be at 11:45 a.m. on Saturday morning, and the JV final will be Monday at noon at the Cable Dahmer Arena. Back to the varsity. Well, not that I'm expecting anything here. In the unlikely event that the Stars do not get through the first round, they would play the consolation game on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. So that's how the brackets lay out. On the next segment, I'm going to get into the specific matchups with Springfield and the path the Stars would have to take in order to win the league champion. I'll do that next. on the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. All right, in this segment, I want to take a look at the first round matchup the Stars have with Springfield, and then look at the potential opponents the Stars would have in the semifinal and final should they make it that far. So let's start with Springfield, a team that the Stars have not had any difficulty with. The two league games they played earlier this year, the Stars won by scores of 7-2 and 7-1. They also played the same Springfield team in the Sting Like a Bee tournament in Louisville last month, winning both those games. I don't have the scores, but I think they were pretty one-sided. But this team's interesting because they're a young team, and I really think they're going to be a much better team next year as some of these kids get bigger, stronger, and better. They do have a number of players that when I watched the games earlier this year that really jumped out at me. One of those, Jackson Crow, he's their leading scorer with 12 points. Now, 12 points doesn't sound like a lot, but he stood out. And the other player that really kind of jumped out at me was Logan Landwehr. He plays defense, but he was probably their fastest skater and was really all over the ice. Back to chase the puck behind his net, carried it up the ice really well, passed well, was able to maneuver through the forecheckers well and carry the puck into the offensive end, and I think he's going to be a pretty good player going forward. So I don't really foresee a lot of trouble in this game. Not that anything's guaranteed, and certainly I think if the Stars play their game, play a decent game, I don't think they're going to have really any problem making it onto the second round. So in looking at the second round matchup, which would be between the 3-6 winner, the game between the Knights and Midmo, and I'm not really sure which of those opponents I would want to face. Both of those teams are really good. The Knights, the better team, obviously, just because of their position in the standings and the fact that they've beaten the Stars. But that would be a really tough matchup. The thing about Midmo that would make me nervous, I think the Stars are generally the better team, is Midmo can, they're kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team. There are games where you just kind of scratch your head as to what's going on with them, and other games where they look like they could beat just about anybody, and certainly really strong in that top line of Brendan Hervey, Zach Harris, and Gavin Wilson. It does kind of drop off after that, so if you contain or control, at least not let that first line go crazy, you generally have some success. But this is a team, and that the Stars, when they played their two games, the Stars won 4-3, and the second game was a tie. So by no means did the Stars run away with those games. In fact, they were both very competitive games. So that could be a very difficult second round matchup. Should the Stars get past the second round and make it to the finals, most likely will face Northwest Arkansas. I think the other opponent in the mix there is possibly Wichita. Wichita would be the number 4 seed and would play Northwest Arkansas in the semifinal. Now, Wichita does have to get past the Saints, which is, what we saw Sunday, not necessarily an easy task, but should they do that, and they have the potential to beat Northwest Arkansas, but I think the most likely opponent the Stars would face would be Northwest Arkansas, and as we've seen, that's been a challenge. I think Northwest Arkansas is, I think, a step or two above everybody in the league. Not that you can't have an upset, and not that the Stars couldn't win that game should it come to be. It's just they're a very difficult team to beat because they have that very good top line of Saunders, Freed, and Sullivan. Number of players in their lineup that can score. It's not just that top line. They have 3 solid lines that can score, so you can never really let up on them. There's no breaks. You got to play 45 minutes, so it'll be a difficult matchup, and hopefully one that the Stars will have an opportunity, whether Northwest Arkansas gets there, the Stars get there, or whether the Stars play Wichita. I think just an opportunity to play for championship would be a lot of fun, and I know the kids would certainly have a good time. The Stars made it to the championship a couple years ago. They didn't win, but just the experience was really good for the kids, and hopefully the Stars will have that opportunity again this year. So when I come back, I'm going to take a look at some of the individual leaders for the Stars and how they compared to other players in the league statistically. And I'll do that when I come back on the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast. And I'm back. I thought I'd wrap up this episode of the podcast by just taking a look at how some of the Stars players stacked up individually in the league statistics against some of the other players. And I'll start with points. Stars, I'm going to probably cut this off here in the top 20 for the league, but the Stars had a number of players in the top 20 in scoring. Truett Spiker was fourth in scoring in the league this year, 39 points. Jimmy Gorder with 27. He was eighth in the league. Ben Grant, 18th with 20 points. Ashton Schimmel was number 20 with 20 points. So a great job by these guys. And there's a lot of good players in this league. So to finish in the top 20 in the individual scoring is quite an accomplishment. In terms of goals scored, Truett Spiker was number 8. Or Jimmy Gorder was number 8 with 15 goals. Truett Spiker right behind him with 14 goals, and Ben Grant with 11 goals was number 14 in the league in goals scored. And just looking at assists, a lot of players, in fact, 6 Stars players in the top 20. Truett Spiker, third in assists in the league with 25. Jackson Riggs with 14 assists despite only playing 14 games. That was 7th best in the league. Jimmy Gorder at number 14 with 12 assists. Brody Jensen with 11 assists. That was number 16 in the league. In fact, 3 Stars right in a row, 17. Justin Schutzler with 11. Ashton Schimmel also with 11 points. That's tied for 16th in the league. So great job by the Stars. 6 players with helpers on the amongst the league leaders. And the last one I want to look at for players skating out was penalty minutes, and it's interesting. Not a single Star in the top 20 in penalty minutes, so I'll just leave it at that. And guess that's a good thing, right? So, but great job by all the players who finished amongst the league leaders in scoring. I'm moving on to the goalies. This was interesting because there are a number of goalies that show as league leaders but only played a handful of games. So I'm going to exclude them. I'll mention where the Stars goalies sit collectively and then where they sit when you filter out the guys that have played just 1 or 2 games. So I want to just focus on goalies that played at least 10 games. So in terms of goals against average, Caleb Wedelstedt, Tanner Brace, 7 and 8. That's including everybody. If you filter out just goalies with at least 10 games, they had the second and third best goals against average in the league. So great job by Caleb and Tanner. And then looking at save percentage, Wedelstedt was second in the league, and Brace was fourth in the league when you filter out, again, just looking at players with at least 10 games, which are very impressive. Both goalies with goals against averages of less than 2.5 and save percentages of 89% or better. So great job by the individual players, and great to see a lot of Stars up there amongst the league leaders in scoring and goaltending. So I'm going to wrap it up at this point. Just a reminder, the JV game for the Stars on Saturday at 6:15 p.m. The Stars varsity will play Springfield at 7:40 p.m., right after the JV game. Both those games at Independence on the community ice. So hopefully you can make it out. If not, we will have the games live streamed for you on the Kansas City Stars YouTube channel. want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Kansas City Stars High School Hockey Podcast.